In this video, we'll assemble and install the front coilovers. Unbox the QA1 coilovers. Inside you should find a bag of spring hardware, a bag of bearings, and the shock itself. Remove the warning label from the shock body. Using a little heat makes it peel off more cleanly. Unpack the spring cap, the lock nut, the spring seat, and the steel washer. The lock nut is the thinner of the two threaded pieces. Thread the lock nut onto the shock with the thin step facing up. Then thread the spring seat on with the tall step facing up. Apply small dabs of anti-seize just above the spring seat. Run the nut and seat through the anti-seize. Use snap ring pliers to install one snap ring from the bearing bag, making sure it's fully seated in the groove. Heat the base of the shock to make installing the bearing easier. Chilling the bearing in the freezer at the same time can also help. Push the bearing into the base. If it takes force, stop what you're doing and contact us. Once the bearing is in, install the second snap ring. Lightly tap both rings with a socket and mallet to confirm they are seated. Repeat this same bearing installation at the top of the shock. The front springs you'll use depend on the rear suspension. If you're running donor struts and springs, you'll use the 022i 300-pound springs at the front. If you're running coilovers at the rear, you'll use the 022J 400-pound springs at the front. Place the steel washer on the spring seat and slide the spring into place. Now extend the shock and then slip on the spring cap. Flip the shock upside down so the spring sits against the cap. Then run the seat and nut down to remove the slack. Install the coilover using hardware from the L22G bag. At the top, use the longer bolt with one spacer and a nylock nut. At the bottom, use the shorter bolt with two spacers and a nylock nut. We recommend aiming the adjustment knob toward the inside of the car for easier adjustment. Tighten the shock hardware snugly with 3/4 inch tools, but don't over tighten or you risk damaging the bearings. Torque the lower control arm hardware to 90 foot-pounds with the same tools. Repeat the installation on the other side of the car.